Hey guys, welcome to What's Cooking in the South. We are on the air. It's been a technical challenge here. Sorry, we have some little bit of different equipment issues going on here, but we're gonna have some fun tonight right here. Let's have a good time on What's Cooking in the South. We got a lot to talk about. It's that time, folks. Training camp starts tomorrow. Let's do this thing. All right, guys, welcome to what has been the most challenging beginning to a What's Cooking in the South that I think I've had, with computers not cooperating and, well, you name it. All of the WYSIWYGs and thingamabobs have not been doing whatever they're supposed to be doing around here, but they are right now. So I'm here, and there's a lot of Bucs football to talk about. A lot of Bucs football to talk about. The first thing I want to bring up is I want to talk to you about something that I don't know if it's raised eyebrows. I don't know if that's the right word, but it's caught a lot of people's attention, and I want to talk about that. It's Leonard Fournette and his comments about well, here's a little food for thought. So, guys, look, let's be honest. Leonard Fournette, he came out here and he put a tweet out there and he said about the vaccine. He said, guys, when it comes to the vaccine, I just can't do it. And Leonard Fournette has the right to say that. Look, I'm not somebody who's ever going to say you don't have the right to do whatever you want with your body. You have that right. You have the right to, if you don't want to get the vaccine, no one should make you get the vaccine. Having said that, the NFL has to protect its business rights, and it has the right to do what it has to do to protect its business interests and everything going on there. So, what is sort of a little collision course on two different points of view, nobody's really wrong. Even Leonard Fournette, who pulled that tweet down very quickly, his agent or somebody got a hold of him and said, stop this. Neither one is really wrong. The NFL is not wrong for protecting its business interests and saying there are going to be fines and you might lose game checks and all of that. And Leonard Fournette's not wrong for saying I just can't do it and making that decision for himself. Look, when a new iPhone comes out, for instance, I don't run out and get it right away because sometimes there are tech issues, sometimes there are problems when you're an early adopter. So I get it. If you want to take your time and take a breath and say, hold on, let me wait and see about this. I understand that. And I don't think it's wrong. I don't think anybody needs to force anyone into saying you have to take this vaccination. You have to inject this into your body. But I don't think the NFL is wrong in saying, but if you don't, there are some consequences to us and to the league. So I think you should have a choice. Now, the thing where I get lost in the mix is when people think that they should be able to say, okay, I'm not going to take the vaccine and I don't want to wear a mask, and I should be able to go out and do whatever I want in public. That's where it changes because someone else's physical health, etc., is being impacted possibly by your decisions. So things change when it comes to that. Leonard Fournette doesn't have to get the vaccine. However, there are consequences to that choice, to others and to himself. So it becomes interesting, and it's something worth exploring and taking an honest look at. So let's talk about that a little bit if you want to today, right here on What's Cooking in the South. I see you, Winifred, and I see you, Misador. How are we doing, guys? How are we doing? Are we going to keep Godwin? Well, this year, yes. This year, yes. Next year, it's a long way away right now. Right now, I think everybody's focused on this next year and trying to make a run at 2 anytime I have a chance to flash up deuces. I'm going to. Um, we're going to take a run at 2 in a row, and Godwin's going to be a big part of that. What happens after that? We're going to talk a little bit about that because there are some twists and turns. There are some things that have taken place in the last couple of days that I think definitely need to be explored, need to be talked about. Um, with Jordan Whitehead, Justin Watson, Cam Brate, there's news coming out the day before training camp. Um, and we're going to get into that. And I know um, we have one of the miscreants right now in the lobby. We've got more coming. I'm hoping Johnny Dean. I know we're running late, so Johnny may not be able to make it. So we will see. But hopefully, the Professor Johnny Dean will be on here shortly, and we'll be able to talk to him about what his thoughts are on this entire subject. Hey, Christopher Cole, how you doing, my friend? Hey, Teresa, the miscreant herself. Um, the first thing that we always ask guys, what'd you have for dinner? Right now, let's bring in first thing. You know what? I'm gonna do this a little backwards, Matt. Please be patient. I'll be with you in just a moment. I want to do something. I want to bring in by himself for just a couple of minutes here. The dude, how you doing, dude?
Hey, what's going on, Rick?
Not a brother. Not a.
Hey, do you smell that? That's training camp. That's fresh cut grass. That's sweaty. Well, never mind. Uh,
Hey,
it's here, man. It's here.
we know what else I want to know about? What I want? What smell I want? What'd you have for dinner?
You almost went down the path. Tonight, tonight was chicken tacos
Nice.
and a frosty adult beverage, which we won't say the name until they pay us some money.
That's right. There you go. There
How
you go.
about you? What'd you have? I didn't hear.
I had. Are you ready for this? I had deconstructed Swedish meatballs, and
No, you said it the wrong way. It's deconstructed.
deconstructed Swedish meatballs. In other words, what I did, actually, to be honest with you, I call it mush. I just didn't feel like forming the meatballs and all of that, so I sort of put. What I did is brown some ground beef, take some cream of mushroom soup. Uh, I cut up some onions and some mushrooms, uh, put it all together with the brown ground beef, and mixed rice into it, and had slop. I don't know what you want to call it. I had like I said, deconstructed Swedish meatballs because it sounds far more like someone who would listen to yacht rock radio.
Well,
But
well, yeah, you had deconstructed meatballs. I deconstructed the bathroom after dinner. So,
yeah.
uh, hey, I want to say welcome back. We haven't seen you in a little bit, buddy. Uh,
It's been a week or two here. It's been a little run. It's been a little crazy. I was here last Saturday.
yeah, I know, but we're used to seeing you like every day, which that's me just teasing something. Uh, Dude, let me point out. I know you touched on it briefly. I don't want to take up your thunder. So, what topic were you planning on addressing first? Because I got something to say about
First
it.
thing I talked about was Leonard Fournette, and I just can't do it. His tweet. Uh,
Leonard, hey. Okay, here's the thing, man. I mean, I get it because you can't on one side be like my body, my choice, and then be like, and take this drug.
Right.
But what you can do is, like you said, it's just like a business. Even the customer can't go into 7-Eleven without shoes or a shirt. So, well, okay, some 7-Elevens and Circle K's, but we won't say anything about that.
Unless you're in Arkansas.
It's the company's business, how, what rules they put in place for the workplace. Perfect
Right.
example. It's totally legal to smoke marijuana in Colorado, but companies in Colorado can still drug test you and refuse to hire you because of marijuana use.
Correct.
So, everybody, look, if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. The thing that I like about today being today, the thing I like that we're less than 2 weeks from a preseason game, not a Bucs game, but a preseason
Say it again.
game.
Say that again.
Less than 2 weeks away to actual preseason football.
Hallelujah.
Okay, I feel like the NFL had to put the rules out there and the protocols and all that, and I get it.
Yep.
But I think Bucs fans are looking at this all the wrong way. I think NFL fans are looking at this the wrong way. Buccaneer fans, you do realize the Buccaneers, in part, or part of the reason that they were able to be so successful last year was their very slick manipulation of the active PUP protocol COVID reserve list. Okay. If you want more proof of how you finagle rosters, look what the Tampa Bay Lightning did with Nikita Kucherov this year. So we found out a lot of stuff from the NFL. That's the standard that's set. If you want to work there, that's what you abide by.
Yep.
If you're not going to be vaccinated, you run the risk of, if you come with a positive test, you're going to get a fine. So I get it. One side's this, one side's that. I'm just glad that the NFL put that out. Let's hash that out real quick, and then let's get on to freaking actual football, bro.
And what was it about football again? What were you saying?
Let's get back to actual.
No, you're saying less than 2 weeks.
Oh, less than 2 weeks, dude.
From the Buccaneers running out onto the field in uniform to knock heads with somebody else.
Think about that for a minute. Just let that wash over you. Okay, we got to see the rings. We got to see the ESPY awards. We got to see the current. Okay, that's awesome.
By the way, the current is awesome, and I hope there's some sort of awards they can win for that. It was flipping awesome, and I hope there's some way that Bucs fans can own that.
Well, I mean, it's arguably one of the better internet-driven series about the NFL. Period.
Yeah,
it rivals in a way, from a Bucs standpoint, Hard Knocks. To be honest with you,
I actually like it better.
Well, here's the thing: the dude's voice on Hard Knocks is just, to me, I know, weird but captivating.
Okay, that's fair.
That's that. Yeah, I feel like he should take over for that official NFL voice, like the guy John Facenda used to be.
Who is that now?
That's the guy that plays Ray Donovan.
Yeah, Liev Schreiber. Yeah.
And if you remember when he broke into Hollywood, he was like this weird drunk frat boy dancing like a girl on a movie. I can forget what movie, but anyway. I want to shout out too, while Rick decides whether or not his tech's going to work, which is working wonderful right now. But I got to give a shout out to Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy live from the Smoky Mountains this morning, and the assist to Johnny the Professor, to Gene Thomas, like what you heard, and who else was that on there this morning with him, guys? Do we remember?
Steven Glasker.
He is not just black; he's super straight. And that's the best part about him, is he's super straight. That way, when he's on top of me on the screen here, I don't feel threatened.
So how come Ray gets special props when he comes to you from North Carolina? I do this every day from North Carolina. Yeah,
true, but he's in the mountains.
Yeah, that is a challenge. I mean,
let's be honest.
Can you imagine? I mean, you're sitting there on the air and you have to keep your cool when you hear banjos.
Well, only that, or like I said, man, don't kid yourself. There's a good portion of the people watching that show from Ray are like, is he going to get attacked by a Sasquatch or a bear?
Speaking of hearing banjos, hey, Matt.
Hey.
How you doing, brother?
I'm good.
What'd you have for dinner?
I had cowboy beans and cornbread.
What are cowboy beans?
It's a fancy way to make pinto beans with chili sauce. It's just a word play.
I feel like Cowboy Beans is like a gay reference or something.
No, I've been eating them ever since I watched Blazing Saddles the first time at 9 years old.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
right,
He's
they
been
do
eating
have
them ever
that.
since he saw what's that movie?
Blazing Saddles.
No, hold on, dude, you'll know this. Come on,
I'm lost right
with
now.
Cowboy Beans.
With Cowboy Beans, the
yeah.
Cowboy Bean movie.
No, the Backyard Cowboy or whatever the heck that thing is called.
Urban Cowboy.
No, the gay cowboy movie.
Oh, Brokeback Mountain.
There you go.
Oh dear God, not quite that.
That's Cowboy Beans.
No, that's something just totally unnatural and.
So Matt, are they spicy? Are they spicy or more savory?
Just depends on what you put on them, but I like them very kind of hot.
Like spicy?
Yeah, the cornbread goes with it and mutes it all out. It's
okay,
a beautiful thing.
He had me at cornbread.
So I made something this week that my mother, she called it chili as we grew up, but it wasn't really chili. There are no beans in it. It's a little different. She literally just took tomato juice, canned tomatoes, whole tomatoes that are peeled, and you just pull them apart into chunks.
Right.
Put them in the tomato juice. Brown ground beef and onions. Put it in there. Some chili powder. A whole lot of pepper. and you put that over pasta. And what you do is first thing you do is you put the pasta down in a bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And then you put slices of American cheese on top of the pasta, and then you put this chili stuff on top of that.
Oh,
freaking awesome!
The American cheese thing. American cheese is not cheese. Just the uneducated. It's crap.
I don't care. Then okay, fine. You put American cheese crap on
Better.
it. It still tastes good, and I'm sorry, the American cheese crap is still good on a burger. Whether you
it's called American cheese food on the crap label.
Does it come in slices or clumps?
which before or after? Never mind. We're not going to go there.
Oh my God!
But anyway, I made that, and also I've even got another thing that I named clouds when I was a little kid. You take beef broth, cans of Campbell's beef broth. You actually cut it in half. What you do is, or you dilute it. For every can of beef broth, you put a can of water.
Right.
Then you just simply take, and this is a Depression era meal. You take eggs and flour and a little bit of salt, and you mix it together and make dumplings. And you dip. You take small little spoonfuls and dip it into the boiling beef broth. And the dumplings are floating in the beef broth, and I called it clouds growing up, and it's awesome. It's
that actually sounds pretty good.
It is very, very good and so simple to do.
Yeah,
and I loved it. I made all 3 of those today, so I got a refrigerator, or yesterday. I've got a refrigerator full of food. Simple.
You should eat some right now.
I should, but it's downstairs and across the house, and that probably would be really bad programming.
So that refrigerator over your shoulder is just prop.
Yes.
Oh my God!
We just blew your cover, bro.
Blew my cover. It's not just a prop; it's a backdrop. It's a background. So
I thought it was a green screen, really.
But no, it's not a green screen. It's it's attached
when it went
to my
crooked,
wall.
You said the camera was crooked, and that's why it was crooked. So it must attach to the camera somehow.
No, the camera was crooked, so it was crooked.
Yeah, like that. You were playing the Joker.
Science has left the building.
Yes. Let's get back to the Bucs, because this is Bucs week.
Well,
man,
I
this
wanted
is
to
it.
talk about that that wussy movie made. Can I say something?
Yeah, don't call it a wussy move, man.
Well, man, look, you're making $1 million a year. There's 16 million or whatever number it is people like myself who took the vaccine, and I think you did too, Rick, without any kind of complication. And no, it doesn't have FDA approval yet, but it's been tested by the billions at this point across the world. And the only thing they found to have a problem with is giving it to kids under 12. And
well, no, that's not true. There were some problems with women. There were some different things. Look, he probably has no issue. He probably has no issue. It's irrelevant. You're giving your opinion on the vaccine. I don't even want to get into our individual opinions on the vaccine. Fact of the matter is, nobody should be forced to stick anything in their body.
No, but the dude was right. If you work for IBM, you can't come in there and do certain things.
I said that. No, I said that. The NFL has every right also. Yeah, the NFL has every right to say, okay, if the NFL said if you're not vaccinated, you're not going to be able to play.
You have to kind of take a step back and look at the big picture. And I kind of learned a little bit of this from Rick over the last year or so. I want to point some things out, and it's not even a debate about yes or no. It's more of how people are easily swayed. Okay, the people who are out there on the internet screaming it's not approved by the FDA are the same people that go to GNC and buy all the crap there that isn't. Okay,
Right.
The ones who are screaming abortion should be illegal are now saying, but you can't tell me what to do with my body.
Right.
So what it is, and I don't think this is a cuss word, so I think we're good. It's just a circle jerk of content for all these outlets, whether it be media or internet or whatever, to get everybody to talk. And they realize, well, if everybody talks, they realize this like 8 years ago. If everybody just talks on the internet and gets along, that's not going to grow. That's not going to create anything. So let's start putting in things in people's heads to make them argue against, common sense. And I refer to the taking the vaccine to an extent as common sense in the same fashion of the reason we're not still dealing with polio or smallpox is because we didn't get to herd immunity. The majority of, if not everybody, got vaccinated. I mean, if you were born at a certain date or before, you have a round thing on your arm permanently. You're not going to make me carry a COVID card. That's like the scarlet letter. Dude, I got a polio vaccination scar on my arm, just like everybody else from my era. You could suck an entire bag of you-know-what. So
right.
The whole thing, it's just to push the needle, and not into your arm, the needle on the website, the needle on the ratings, the needle on Arbitron rankings. It's to fill content. So to me, and this isn't a shot at anybody here, to me, it's just lazy to talk about it. If you want to get a vaccination, get one. If you don't, here's things that could be a result of it.
Exactly. Exactly.
I understand that. I think
I'm not saying I'm anti-vax either. I'm not. I'm saying the point is,
no, there's plenty of people who never get a flu shot still.
Right.
Even
right.
though we know
I've never had a flu shot.
Right.
Ever.
And then there's people who take it religiously every year.
I just say simply this. I say the NFL has the right to protect its business interests. And you know what? Leonard Fournette has the right to do what he feels is best for Leonard Fournette. And let me tell you something. If you're making $1 million, that doesn't mean anybody can tell you that, what you have to inject into your body.
The way that the NFL framed this, though, it's not Leonard Fournette at risk by himself individually. They put the team at risk and their money, and the team's money for a game check.
So the NFL should be able to say, it's fine, you don't have to get vaccinated, but
here's
if
the
NFL wants
you have to do if you're not.
Right.
Right.
These
but
are
then the coaching staff is going to come in with the involuntary, voluntary stuff and put the pressure on, is the way I see it.
And that's fine. And let me tell you something, peer pressure, while we teach our kids how bad peer pressure is not always a bad thing. Okay. Sometimes peer pressure is a good thing. Sometimes peer pressure keeps you from doing something really stupid. And
peer pressure used to keep the majority of people in the world would keep their mouths shut about certain things, but the internet has gotten rid of peer pressure because you can just log off.
Right. Now let's get off this subject because there's too much good stuff to talk about. There's football
talk about the dinner plate?
Can we talk? Yeah, we're getting there. We are getting there.
Hey, real quick. One more hypocrisy, like 10 words. Okay. It's not FDA approved. You're right, Mr. Professional Athlete. It's not. But the products that they're shooting into you, cortisone, and the drugs they're giving to you from the teams, they are FDA approved, but the doses that they're giving you are not what they're recommended. So don't hold the FDA up. Don't argue. Get it? And here's what you can do. Don't get it, you're probably going to have to wear a mask in certain businesses or something.
That's what my ex-wife does.
At the end of the day, half of you will be on the internet. I'll take a bullet for my country, but you won't take a needle for your neighbor. So miss me with all the BS. Let's just move on to football. Sorry, Rick.
Thank you. Let's get back on to football because I want to talk about a couple of things. What were you saying, Matt?
2 weeks.
Less than 2 weeks.
Less than 2 weeks.
Less than 2 weeks. So, okay. So let's get on to, as Matt called it, the dinner plate, which is definitely the appropriate way to refer to this. here on this show. And what does he mean by the dinner plate? Let me pull up exactly what he means by the dinner plate. Oh, come on here. Here we go. The dinner
Boom.
plate.
That doesn't do it justice.
Now, by the way, for anybody who says this is the best ring ever, this is amazing, the lid comes off, it's like a whoosh. Okay, for everybody says this is the most amazing ring ever, I have to call BS. And let me tell you why. It's the freaking Lakers ring. The lid comes off the Lakers ring. This is the Lakers ring. Okay.
And the lid comes off to that to do what?
I don't remember what's on the inside. There's something different. Sure. I don't remember what it is. I think it might be the retired jersey numbers or something, but it doesn't matter.
Oh.
The point of the matter is it's the same ring. Okay. Now I caught some flack. I caught some flack because I was having a little bit of fun. You know, I was being called a hater because I was like, all right, guys, come on. The ring, really? This ring is, okay, it's really gaudy, okay? Now I'm coming around a little bit. I'm okay a little bit, but I just have this really low tolerance for saying I like something even if I don't, just because it's my team. Like I'm not going to say I love the alarm. For everybody says I'm a hater because of the ring. If I say I hate the alarm clock jerseys, does that make me a hater? No, I love the Bucs. They're my team, man.
But those uniforms were ugly.
They were, and this ring. I'm sorry, this ring. That's one heck of a ring. When Johnny Dean first gave me the description of the ring, he sent it to me early in the day. It was a leak. He had a leak that he had got somewhere and said, hey, here's what the rings are going to look like. And I told him, yeah, I don't really believe that because it sounds like some Cracker Jack decoder ring. You know, like I think what they ought to do is be able to go out on the field. You know how Tom Brady's got his armband that flips up, or you can have a quarterback that has an armband that flips up and they can read the plays. Right. Instead, they need a decoder ring, Super Bowl ring, where when they get out there, they turn the top instead of it opening and it tells them what the play is when it's called. Right? I mean, it's so, to me, the ring is funny, guys. It's funny. Okay? Come on.
Is there any truth to the rumor that inside, when you open up the Lakers ring, is Magic Johnson's cure for AIDS?
Oh, my goodness.
No?
That one's actually not really funny.
I like it. Well, dude, you don't think that'd be great to have? With the ring thing, you got to think of the ring as more of a trophy, not as something you wear. And either way, I mean,
and that's how I am coming around, by the way. That is how I'm coming around.
It's more of a display case. Like, here you go. There's my ring. Now, seeing Tom wear all 7 of his rings, it looks a little ridiculous. I'll say that. And, dude, that's got to be, 2 pounds of weight on his hands?
Yeah, that's preseason training right there.
Hey,
and by the way, everybody who says, well, I mean, it's not that big. Like, you look there and you think, okay, it's just like all the rest of the rings size-wise, and it's bigger than maybe 1 or 2 of them. But in general, it's about the same size as all the other ones. It depends on the angle that you're looking at it.
Those guys have big hands, too.
Look at the ring. He's got there's a Super Bowl ring next to the new ring. It's one of the Patriots rings on what that hand that you're looking at is Bruce Arians' hand. It's a Patriots ring. The one right in the middle almost. Yeah, okay. With the 2 rings on it. On the pinky is a Patriots Super Bowl ring that Arians has. And next to it is the Bucs ring. And look at that thing.
Well, it doesn't look as deformed there as it did in the picture where they showed it on the other night.
Look at how much higher up. I mean, how much taller. I think it's funny. I'm fine with it. I'm good with it.
I'm waiting for the first player to install like the iWatch stuff into the inside of that ring, so you flip it up.
I think it should be Bluetooth. It should be Bluetooth compatible, and when you come near it, it tells you the story of the Bucs season. Or when you pull the lid off, there's a speaker in it, and you hear push, or something like that, where they, when you pull the lid off, it plays the fight song.
The Kid and Toy Christmas Story.
Yeah,
it's a stupid commercial. So
It's a big ass ring. I don't know if they said that the Bucs were called in and were given or they were all asked about their opinion of what the ring should look like, and Tom Brady brought this in as his idea for the ring.
That's an avocado.
Yes, it is.
So
can have a guacamole ring.
Guacamole ringy.
Yeah. They bring Johnny Dean into this so he can.
With all of Tom Brady's 7 rings, maybe if he were to put that in a towel and do those throwing exercises like Jameis Winston, that would be a little more effective than just a towel. You put all your rings in there and they go jangle, jangle.
Man, yeah, and it would be a lot of weight. How you doing, Johnny?
How's it going?
Good. Welcome. What'd you have for dinner?
That's a Pittsburgh Steelers ring on his pinky.
Oh, okay. What'd you have for dinner?
Nothing.
Okay.
He's fasting.
Welcome to the show. Johnny's on a 7-day fast.
I'm fasting just for the show.
Okay.
There's
Excellent.
In Pittsburgh.
What'd you have for dinner? Nothing. Lie, Johnny. Next time you come on the show, lie. Tell me what you had for lunch. I don't care.
Honestly, didn't have any lunch either.
So you're starving to death. You're going to have a sugar rush.
No, dude, I really, honest to God, I don't eat that much.
Ask him what he snacked on.
I you know when I eat? When I get really bad headaches and I realize, I haven't eaten in a while.
I believe that.
What?
Is this an intervention?
Yes.
It's about to be. What do you eat, Johnny?
And bulimic.
Not a damn thing.
You just said, do you want to know what I eat when I'm when I feel like I haven't eaten?
No, I didn't.
You didn't say that? Okay,
no,
let's move on.
I only eat when I have a headache. And I don't have a headache, so I haven't eaten.
Not performing properly. We need to make it a hostile and force him to answer.
Well, let me say this. Let me say this. Okay. Did you guys hear Travis Kelce on the NFL Network talking about the ring and what and about the Bucs and all of that?
No. What did he say?
That one today.
I mean, you're motivated, man. You're fired up, Kelce said. Congratulations to the Bucs. That's a good-looking ring as they throw it in my face. I love it. It just fuels the fire, man. It fuels the fire, and that's what everybody is ready for, man. Just to get back to work, get out there, play some football, rebuild this team here at training camp. I know we got a few new pieces, and everybody's willing to work. So it's just exciting times. We can finally get back to football and stop thinking about last year.
So wait a minute. They threw it in his face?
What's that?
They threw the ring in his face?
No, I think he's saying, yeah, his wording is, I feel like it's being thrown in he's not blaming them for throwing it in their face. He's saying it feels like you're throwing it in my face because we didn't win.
I actually did watch that. Andrew Siciliano had him on, and the first thing he did, he asked the opening statements, hi, how you doing, blah blah blah, and the first thing he did after that was throw up the Bucs Super Bowl ring on the screen and say, "What do you think of this ring?"
Yeah, they're poking at the guy, and he's saying, "Yeah, you're throwing it in my face." Listen, I got no problem with if somebody's a little, I don't care, red-assed about that. About they're looking at the ring and it's making them mad. Let me tell you something. When the Bucs didn't win the Super Bowl for all those years, if one of the players said, "You know what? It's like throwing it in my face. I want one of those things." I'm okay with that.
But with a Kansas City Chief, I don't know if that's a good thing to say, considering Mahomes literally threw a ball into one of your players' faces in the Super Bowl. Okay,
damn, they stuck it in the face mask.
That did happen, right? Literally in his face. Yes, he did do that.
While he was falling down, being chased by 3.
He also said, said the correct way to say his name is Travis Kelce, but that he said his dad just adopted the name Kelce because everybody said it wrong, and his dad just finally said, "Yeah, all right, fine."
The whole story of that is he was on a show when he was mispronouncing somebody else's name, and he said that he just told him that to pick on him.
Well, no, that's why he went ahead and brought it up.
No, he said that you say his name is Kelce, but he was he did.
Okay, we both heard that whole thing differently because
to the whole
Johnny,
thing,
I know you're not the only person who heard it. It was on the NFL Network.
Right here, dude. I got it right here.
what he said, I believe what he said was very simple. It was this. It was, I was on this show and I felt bad for mispronouncing this guy's name. So I went ahead and told the story about how my name is mispronounced, that my dad told me that it's actually, that was pronounced Kels, but that the real name is Kels. However, yeah, he did say he was on a show talking about it because he had mispronounced the guy's name.
Yeah, the reason he came out saying that is because his brother told him he was full of crap.
Wow.
I'm just, all right. We both heard two different things. Who cares?
So either way, I'm gonna say, hey, Travis Kelce. I'm pretty sure the Bucs aren't thinking about you right now, let alone rubbing anything in your face.
Oh no, because we're the champs. That's kind of his point.
Well,
That's kind of his
I had
point.
a dog named Kelsey that we didn't mispronounce her name. Is that good?
I dated a girl named Kelsey.
The other thing, the Mr. Kelce, do you think if we took the top off the Bucs ring, you could score on that football field?
Oh,
let me tell you something. That dude, I'm sure, scores more than any of us here. So let's.
There's the clarification in the chat, man.
You got clarification.
Let's see. I'm not okay. I can't go to that at the moment because
we are technically challenged tonight.
Yeah, and I'm on the air, so it's kind of hard to do that. But hey, Andrew Faubert, how you doing out there? I see you.
Happy birthday or celebration. Yeah.
Yep. All right. So Brady himself. Well, you know what? Let's get into this. Let's dig this little nugget out because there's a lot to talk about here. Jordan Whitehead out with COVID protocol, out under the COVID protocol. Let's also go ahead and add into the discussion the mysterious hamstring knee issues that are coming out, or the not mysterious, just sudden, with Justin Watson and Cam Brate all of a sudden being put on the IR, unable to perform PUP list. And the Bucs bringing in a some tight end from the XFL. I don't know. I know, Johnny, you've got a lot to say about this. About Justin Watson, Cam Brate. I don't know if you have anything to say about Jordan Whitehead, but you very specifically told me you've got an interesting take on this. So let's have it.
Well, I don't know where you guys have you talked about this at all yet?
Nope.
All right. Well, the PUP list is being used by more teams than just one. I mean, Michael Thomas is over there on the PUP list. I think Arizona's got a couple of starters on the PUP list. I think they're just using the PUP list to keep their starters fresh. You know, got 4 months and 17 games to go. So as far as Jordan Whitehead goes, I at first I thought he was going on to that. Last year, a lot of teams did this. They would put them on the COVID list to keep them from having to go through camp and all that crap. You know?
Yep.
Or to open up a spot for another player to come in and work out.
Yep.
So I think it's basically the same thing all over.
Yeah, like I said, it's like the hamstring issues that are happening, or like Kucherov, and you know, like, yeah, my hamstring hurts, I can't play right now, and you think that's what they're doing with Cam Brate and company? You think I'm surprised they're not doing it with Gronk just to let him have the extra time. On the sidelines.
It might come down to that. I mean, how many people can they carry on the PUP list anyway? I think there's a limit to a PUP list. So.
I'm not sure what the litter size is.
But I don't know, and I think the Jordan Whitehead thing is different. I think Jordan Whitehead probably violated some. I think I would not be shocked. Let me say this: if they're not setting an example with him,
right?
I would not be shocked if that's not what's happening.
There's also an interesting narrative out. You can Google it to find the article. I saw it right before you went live. I don't remember what website, because who wants to argue validity, but they were saying they were squashing the Dak Prescott saying, I don't have to tell you my vaccination status by HIPAA law. And they actually broke it down. It's not covered by HIPAA.
Okay.
It's not?
No.
Probably whether or not you have COVID is covered by HIPAA.
Correct.
But they can ask you.
I mean, think about it. You've never had to tell anybody, doctors or anybody. No, I should say doctors. Anybody about your vaccination status for polio when you were a kid, or smallpox.
Or not just that. Well, HIPAA wasn't around then, but I think there are times you may have to tell people about certain medications that you're on. That
Dude, you can't go to certain countries
required.
without getting vaccinated for certain things.
Correct.
That's true.
It's always been that way. So
Correct.
anyway, back off the vaccination talk. Dude, Jordan Whitehead, how big of a loss is that if he's, in COVID idiot land all year?
It was not all year. It's for 2 weeks.
I'm just saying if he continues to violate.
If that's what happened. I don't know that that's what happened. I mean, I think either he was around somebody. We don't know if he has COVID or not. We just don't know. So it may be that he was around someone who has COVID, and now they're making an example just to try to get everybody. They might be saying, well, you're not vaccinated and you were around so-and-so who happened to be here at the facility. So now you're out for 2 weeks.
So that would make Mike Edwards would step up in his place. Is that correct?
Yes.
Honestly, I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I've got the depth chart for this season memorized. I don't want to say I do. But what I find interesting, like Justin Watson, I said this is coming, and I also think you're going to see something from, like Keyshawn Vaughn's probably going to have a hamstring problem, or something.
My liver.
What?
They're going to be like Beavis and Butthead and be like, ow, my liver. And then I need to get on. Yeah.
Right. Because, I can see something like that happen. Justin Watson, look, I don't think the guy was going to make the team this year. All right. I don't believe he was going to make the team. Where are you going to put him? How many wide receivers do you think you're going to keep? So
that's a good question because Larry Foote is looking to keep more linebackers this year. So
yeah,
where are they going to lose a person at?
I don't know, but you're going to do it a wide receiver, really? So I don't know where that's going to happen, but I think it's interesting. Look, I don't know how they're going to run. I don't know how they're going to navigate this, but I think they are, like Johnny said, every team uses the PUP list. The Bucs are no different. There are going to be hamstring issues. There are going to be knees. There are going to be mysterious concussion protocol. There are going to be all kinds of ways that they do this. They're going to navigate through this however they need to do it. It's the way the Lightning kept Kucherov and Stamkos and everybody together this year. There are ways you patriot the system. Oh, did I say that out loud? It's just how it works, guys. That is really how it works. By the way, hey to David Moser, I see you out there, David. Everybody, what'd you have for dinner? Put it in chat. And anybody who's got the guts and wants to come on here, come on camera and talk to us. I am going to put the link out here for you guys. So come on and talk, Andrew, David, Misador, come on. One of these days we will get you on here. Winifred, one of these days we'll get you.
He's going to show up tonight, so come on, show up.
Yep. So anyway, Johnny, you have the same feeling I do. This is just navigating the roster spots, right? But they don't have. The only thing that I want to bring up is during training camp is I don't know that that's an issue, is it?
No, because they've got 200 people that can be in training camp.
Right.
That doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Right. Right now it
holding
does
their
not.
odometers down makes sense.
This is for resting the veterans. It's resting the veterans. They don't need to go through friggin' camp and all that other crap. They've already
just hold them
their
out.
workouts with Braden. So
okay, but Justin Watson, I don't think that fits. Yes, I think it fits with Cam Brate. I do think it fits. Another interesting question is Scotty Miller. First of all, did you see they messed up his ring? I think that's hilarious. They put the wrong number on his ring. They put number 36 on it instead of number 10. But
how did they do that?
Yeah, they on the side of the ring where it's got the name,
right?
Yeah,
they put number 36 for Scotty Miller for some reason. Oops.
Did he put in that he's changing his uniform this year?
No, I don't believe so. But what I think is funny is that little guy with that massive ring.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to have one arm longer than the other one this year when he goes out to catch passes from it weighing down his arm. He's going to
have gigantic forearms from picking it up.
or a gigantic forearm. Yeah, Chill Will, how you doing? Chill Will says, "Are you guys rooting for the 7th round cornerback, or undrafted from Army?" Sure, guy. You listen, it's always a good story when somebody that maybe is a little bit of a long shot makes the team. My guy that I want to see make the team, that's a long shot, is Jonathan Franklin III. I would love to see him make the team. I think that it'd be interesting. He could be not as big, bulky, but I mean as versatile as a Taysom Hill.
Yeah,
There are things you can
Arians
do
really
with that
likes him
guy.
a lot, man.
Yeah, he
Was
can
he
play
Mr.
quarterback.
Irrelevant?
No.
No?
He was. I wrote an article for him about a year ago for Bucs Report. He it went to several different colleges, including I believe it was Auburn, and I might have that wrong, but I think it was Auburn, and then I think Florida Atlantic. He went several places, but he plays quarterback, and they keep wanting to make him a wide receiver because he's so athletic. But he's got a lot of versatility. He's the kind of guy that you'll be able to do a lot.
So.
What's
Do you
that?
remember the Arkansas quarterback?
Well.
Yeah. What was
Do you
that?
remember the Arkansas quarterback named Matt Jones?
No.
About 10 years ago, I guess now.
No.
He was Kyler Murray in Arkansas.
Okay.
And in the talk for all that stuff. And then he got drafted and everybody turned him into a wide receiver because of his speed. And he ended up playing pretty well for about 5 or 6 years as a,
it's interesting to me. Do you guys think Tim Tebow has any shot of really being a tight end in this league, a real tight end?
I think Tebow's just wasting a roster spot right now.
Well, I don't think he's wasting it in the sense that the coach wanted him and brought him in for some sort of a reason. What that reason is, I don't know.
He's that coach kid, right? He's got the mentality and the attitude that everybody wants to have around.
It's all about butts in the seats.
With Tebow. You think that's what it is?
Jacksonville would do that.
Jacksonville loves Tebow, man. They'll fill the stands with him in the crowd.
Yeah.
And there's still a lot of Tebow lovers out there, man.
Yeah.
I just think he's gone too many years.
That's what I think, and I don't think you're going to teach him the footwork and everything necessary to be a blocking tight end. But I think you have him on the roster as a tight end, but the guy's he's going to play like Taysom Hill. I don't think you're counting on him being a tight end. I think you're counting
as good as Taysom Hill. No way, man, because he refused to play tight end everywhere he's been.
I don't think he's going to play tight end.
He's not.
That's my point. Like Taysom Hill doesn't really play tight end. I think that's the thing. Is it's almost as though New Orleans invented a new position. Okay.
Well, New Orleans has Taysom Hill as the starting quarterback right now still.
Yeah, I understand that, but and all I can say is, wow, okay, if they do that. But I believe New Orleans is going to have a two-headed monster at quarterback. I think that's what's going to happen.
That's the only logical thing I could think of.
Because Taysom Hill can go do the dink and dunk like Breeze did for the last 5 years.
Right, and then out will come Winston when they want to, some other sort of a play. You never know what to expect. I don't know. I'm interested in seeing how that plays out, but I think they're going to play both of them. I think one may be the starter, like he gets the first snap or two in the plays, but I think it's almost we're back to Woodley and Strock from the old days. I think you're going to just see him shuttling in and out constantly.
And I learned how to do that.
I look at that situation. I just think to myself, follow the money, and the money goes to Taysom Hill right at the moment.
Well,
okay. I think there are times backup quarterbacks make more than starters, aren't there?
Well, yeah.
When a starter goes out during the season,
spot, sign whatever you want, like Jameis did. Go from $30 million to $1.5 million. I mean, here's your value, kid. Boom, take a peanut, get out of here. It's just the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah,
he's lucky to be in the league, James.
Yeah.
So
is he really? Now hold on. I think that's overstating that. Well, hold on. Well, look, he threw 30 plus touchdowns. I get it about the interceptions, Matt, but he's not lucky to be in the league. I mean,
the guy who wanted him besides New Orleans. The only person that took him was a mad scientist that's got this mentality of I can make anything work.
Well,
I got shit I can make.
At the time, he was asking for $35 million a year. That probably had a little something to do with the other team saying no. And then when it came down to it and all the spots are full and he's like, oh, crap, where do I go? He took $1 million just to stay on a roster. Yeah, I agree with you, and that was close to home. But the reason Jameis Winston didn't sign with other teams, I'm sorry, that's because he was asking for $35 million. But the guy, come on, he's not lucky to be on a roster. He threw 30-plus touchdowns. He threw all those yards. He did all that good. He's going to be on a roster. I mean, let's be honest. Me, I would rather have Jameis Winston on the Buccaneers right now than have Robert Griffin.
Well, yeah, that's true, but I'm just saying if there was an interest there,
yes,
the other team, they would have offered him. He said 35. It's like
Ryan Griffin.
A car. 35,000 or 35 million for you. No, that's not going to work. I'll give you 20 million over 5 years with a 15 million sign-up bonus or whatever BS they come up with. Nobody was willing to do that except
his agents screwed him over. His agents pumping him full with. He did get fired. He got fired. Okay, because they were pumping him full of, you're going to get this. You're balling. Remember all that? Yeah. Check your sheet. Remember all that? Where do you think that was coming from? That was coming from his agents. Look, that's a weird dude. Everybody here knows I'm not a massive Jameis Winston guy at all. At all. But to say that he's lucky to be on a roster, I think that's just not true. I mean, when you have Ryan Griffin on rosters, when you have guys like that on rosters, I'm sorry, Jameis throwing for what he threw for. Look, if God forbid Brady goes down, would you really be that upset if that was your guy on your bench?
Yes.
I would, because he's going to trash as many games as he's going to win. That's the problem. He's got skills like
who's coming in that you're sure isn't going to do that?
Oh, I'm not happy with the quarterback situation in Tampa. Don't misunderstand me. I don't like Blaine Gabbert when everybody else does.
Blaine Gabbert's not a loose cannon. He's not going to go and give away games.
2 years. So I don't know what they're going to do if Brady goes down.
Yeah. Well, Gabbert's going to come in.
Yeah, I mean, Gabbert's going to come in, but what are we going to get for that? That check hasn't been cashed, and I don't have any confidence in it. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before, but I just don't. I don't feel like he's.
We're all unsure about that. I'm with you. We are all unsure about that.
It's a completely different style quarterback. You get Blaine Gabbert in there. He's not one that's going to go out there and be a loose cannon like Jameis Winston.
Agreed.
Oh, sure. Jameis Winston will throw and throw and throw and throw and throw your ass into a hole.
Yeah.
Yep.
I agree with that.
And I would rather have Ryan Griffin than Jameis Winston on the roster because they're going to sit in the same place anyway on the practice squad.
Wow, I definitely can't say I'd rather have Ryan Griffin than Jameis.
I would. I'm used to being above 500 now. It feels good.
I'm not so sure Ryan Griffin is.
He's not going to lose the game. What Brady did here was show our team that they can step up.
You feel like Ryan Griffin can win games for you?
But look, I feel like our team can win games for us, just like they did when Brady was having bad games.
Okay, but do you think Brady was responsible for winning any games last year?
A few, yes.
Okay, now is
after
Ryan Griffin?
Week 9, he really stepped up and became what he is. You know?
Is Ryan Griffin going to be able to win those games? Is Ryan Griffin going to take them?
Ryan Griffin is a coach. He's going to be sitting there learning how to coach. That's all he's going to do. He's never going to step on the field.
I'm not saying that. We're talking about roster spot. We were just talking roster spot, Johnny. Calm down. We're just talking roster spot. Simmer down, Sparky.
You're talking about like a fourth roster spot. I'm talking about as a backup.
Well, no, but what I'm talking about is Matt said he's lucky to have a roster spot somewhere. I'm sorry, but you got a guy who does what Jameis did. He's going to have a roster spot.
What kind of roster spots are you going to get somewhere else? Because he didn't even get a bump this year. He got a little bump this year, but he's not. He was looking for $34 million or $1 million.
$35 million.
Yeah, 35?
Yeah. No, that's what.
That's $35 million.
And that's why his agents got fired and why he ended up making $1 million a year. Well, one thing I will say that backs you guys up is last year when Drew Brees went out, he barely sniffed the field.
Right.
Winston did. So, okay, they had more faith in Taysom Hill. I agree with you. All I was saying, guys, I'm not going to sit here and be touting Jameis Winston as incredible. Y'all know I'm not that guy. Okay. I was the one beating the table saying it's time to go. It's time for him to go. Are you kidding me? But so let's just stop that talk. But to say that he's lucky to have a roster spot, there are a whole lot of teams who wouldn't mind having that dude as your backup quarterback.
The thing is that his history is.
Well, that was the point I wanted to get clarified. What you were talking about was a starting quarterback or what?
Not a starting quarterback. Okay. No, a roster spot.
his history shows that he's more unreliable than Fitzpatrick. And if that's the
man,
case,
I wish.
oh,
Man, why can't Steve Glasker be here? Why can't Steve Glasker be here? Misador, welcome, welcome. It's an honor, brother. Welcome to your first time being on What's Cooking in the South. What'd you have for dinner?
What did I have? I had barbecue pork chops and
Nice.
Jack Daniel's Applewood smoked pork loin.
There you
Very
go.
nice. Very nice. Am I crazy when Matt said that Jameis is lucky to have a roster spot? And I'm like, I know he's not supposed. He shouldn't be starting.
You know what? I can't even say Jameis shouldn't be starting. Jameis Winston finds an offense that he can thrive in. He's going to put up numbers. The problem with Jameis is he's lackadaisical on his outs. He's lackadaisical on his throws outside the hash.
Yep.
And his deep ball is great as long as you have a receiver that's not going to outrun it.
Yeah, I mean, there's some guys that I just think of in the league that I'm like, that guy's in the league. Come on, man. I mean,
oh, come on.
Yeah. So at some point,
Chase Daniels is in the league.
Right. So I'm with you 100%.
Josh Rosen's in the league.
Right.
At the moment, he won't. Make
but if you've been you've been in here and heard this crap from people saying they think Josh Rosen is going to be the oh my God, he was a 10th overall draft pick. He's incredible. Have you seen this kid? I remember watching this kid in college. I mean, I sat here and listened to this crap.
Rosen was picked because he was there. They needed a quarterback. He wasn't really what anyone wanted. He was just there.
Yep.
He didn't even fit the scheme that they run. So.
Yeah. One more time. Say it one more time. Josh Rosen.
Is that Josh Rosen?
Beetlejuice.
Yeah. Hey, Willow, how you doing? Willow Meadowbrook is in there. All right.
David Moser, awesome. Can I respond to David here?
Yeah. With the one where he says, didn't he? Or didn't everybody?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I don't remember anybody saying that. Everybody knew that Steve Young was in the wrong position, in the wrong place, in the wrong scheme. And not only that, when he went to San Francisco, look who he sat behind for 3 years?
He didn't go right to San Francisco. I believe he went to the USFL.
No, I mean, when he went to San Francisco, he still sat behind Joe Montana for 3 years, man.
Right, but
it wasn't
didn't
like
he have
just
to
threw him into the fire, man?
No, but I think they're saying. I think. Hold on. I think what David is saying, is that he got humbled by ending up out of the NFL first and proved himself. I think that's what David's saying. If not, then I'm doing a really crappy job. But that's what he should have been saying.
USFL and then came to Tampa.
Right.
And then went in.
No.
Where did he
go?
He
came to Tampa, then the USFL.
No,
then
Tampa drafted him.
Right.
And he said he's not playing in the NFL, and he got the big money by the USFL.
No. He played in Tampa.
I knew he played in Tampa because when he came back from the USFL, Tampa had his contract because they drafted him.
Okay, I don't think you're right.
I think I might be wrong, but I think I think we might be confusing two different people.
Steve Young? How can we confuse Steve Young? Guy's got a gold jacket.
Well, we make all kinds of mistakes on here, Johnny.
It's kind of similar to the Jim Kelly.
Okay, David Moser says Johnny's right. We traded him to San Francisco.
He's not right though.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not going to argue, but
no. What?
I'm looking it up right now. I'm just.
Oh, okay.
His NFL career, he was a member of the Los Angeles Express.
Wait a minute, Johnny. It says 1985 he played for Tampa. 86 he played for Tampa. 87 he went to San Francisco. So he must have gone from college to the USFL.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. That's what they were saying.
Yeah, it's similar to the Jim Kelly
right because it doesn't.
Yeah, they were saying Tampa drafted him. He said, I'm not going to Tampa, and went to the USFL. Then he came back when the USFL folded. Tampa had his rights, so he came to Tampa.
Yeah, LA Express had him from 84 to 85. And
I can tell you some trivia about Steve Young. He is the great grandson of Brigham Young.
Well, so he
went to BYU.
Well, he went to BYU. Come on, but then again, so did Jim McMahon.
Right.
That fine
Jim
religious young man.
Jim McCann kind of tainted the whole BYU thing.
That's like the preacher's daughter, right?
Yeah. Wow. He
He
definitely
threw for 4,100 yards in the years that he was in the USFL. That's crazy. I didn't know he did that.
Oh no, he was
number 1 overall pick, man.
Yeah, he was incredible in the USFL.
Yeah, and then he did 883 rushing yards and 9 TDs.
Yeah, he was. That's why I said when everybody goes, "Oh man, Mike Vick changed the league," I go, "Steve Young did this."
Yeah, I agree with
Steve
that.
Young was more of a passing quarterback. They didn't design run plays. There's a difference between scrambles and designed run plays, dude.
Agreed. I think they had some designed run plays for Young.
Well, I don't know. For 3 years there, between 93 and 95, he ended up with almost 4,000 yards every year.
Well, he was running for his life in Tampa.
No, this is in San Francisco.
No, he was in San Francisco. He ran a lot in San Francisco.
Same.
98, he did 4,170 yards.
How many yards did Joe Montana scramble for? Because that guy was always being chased, man.
I don't know. He did a lot of laterals. He didn't do a lot of north and south.
Yeah.
So
well, you know what's funny about that is, when I think of Fran Tarkenton, that guy scrambled but never ran. I mean, he did sometimes, but that guy was just behind the line of scrimmage. You remember those old? This is gonna age me here, guys. Sorry, but you remember those old Family Circus cartoons where you saw the kids, you saw the little dotted line where the kid would be going all over the, have up the wall, back around. That was Fran Tarkenton at quarterback.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was, and Roger Staubach did a little bit of that too.
Yep.
But that was the way they played back then.
Wow, Christopher Cole has a Steve Young Buccaneers card.
Really? Now
that's pretty cool. What's that mean?
You remember the old McDonald's Tampa Bay Buccaneer cards? I want to say 85, 86.
Did you say McDonald's?
Yeah. You got to drive-through or kidney.
Oh, man, no. See, I grew up in Orlando. We didn't have that.
Yeah, I still have them.
Oh, wow.
So,
I bet those are worth something.
No,
probably.
You'd be surprised. They are not worth a thing.
Really?
Yeah. And they're still on scraps. They're still in the package. Yeah, they're not worth anything.
Oh, man.
That sucks.
I'll give you $20 for them. I'm kidding. But I mean, Misador, do you agree with what we said about the fact that Justin Watson, for instance, is I believe he's the one that Cam Brate. Well, I forgot what the reason was. Cam Brate is on.
Cam Brate is the knee injury, right?
The knee surgery. Knee procedure. Right. Justin Watson, I forgot what the deal was with him. Do you think it's just them?
Failed physical.
Okay. Do you think they're just really holding roster spots?
I really think Watson's on his way out.
I do too, and I think this is the way they're trying to keep him around for next year when Godwin is gone. Sorry, folks, but I think the writing's on the wall regarding Chris Godwin because of who they drafted, etc. I think. Look. You can't keep this roster, this wide receiver core together. You just can't. I mean, then what? You're going to keep Tyler Johnson on the bench forever if this guy is, as good as we hope. I mean, if Tyler Johnson is that good, where the heck are you putting Justin Watson?
The only way I see
special teams where he's at now.
That's why. But that's why they got Darden. Go ahead, me.
If OJ Howard gets injured,
uh-huh.
He's gone next year. He's not back. So you're freeing
up
money. That'll be the only way Chris Godwin's back next year.
Yeah, I think they'll draft a tight end. I mean, I just don't. I don't know. I mean, it seems weird to me. You can't keep all that money. You can't keep all that money in that position. When you've got those guys, it'd be different if you didn't have the depth. But they have Tyler Johnson on the bench. You've got AB, you've got Mike Evans. You throw Tyler Johnson out there. You throw Scotty Miller out there when needed. You throw that new guy Darden out there. I believe. I mean, you've got other guys. It seems like they've positioned themselves to say, "Sorry, Chris."
Oh, they positioned themselves with leverage. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think Tyler Johnson's more of an Antonio Brown fit than Godwin fit personally.
Yeah, Ray Kennedy says, yeah, the Bucs can afford to keep Godwin. If Brady retires this season, yeah, then who's throwing to him, right? What's his name? Kyle Trask.
Oh, he is not going
to.
Trask is going to get some good work here this year.
You think?
He's going to be the practice team.
He's definitely doing a good job.
Kyle Trask has never went into anything and just started. He sits on the bench.
Going to start here.
He sits on the bench, learns the system, and goes in and balls out. That's how he's always done.
Yeah.
He's got the best teacher in the world right now.
Yeah.
If he's willing to teach. If he does the Aaron Rodgers education.
I think he's talking. I don't think he's talking Tom Brady. I don't know. Were you talking about Tom Brady, or were you talking about
the whole staff, man?
Yeah, the staff is what I thought. Yeah, that's how I would take that. Hey guys, we're gonna close up the show here, but before we do that, I got a couple of things. I got some business to take care of here. One thing I want to do, I want to run a quick commercial before we come back with the meme grinder. But if you guys like playing cornhole, there are times. Look, I'm gonna be blunt. There are times you can have a sponsor and you can go, yeah, all right, it's okay. Let's read the script, but there are not a lot of times when you can look at a sponsor and go, oh, dude, this is cool. And that is how I feel about QB54. I think it's pretty cool. It's a very cool game. Right now, it's 25% off, and if you punch in the little code Bucs BUCS, you get another 15% off. It's actually a really cool game. Instead of playing cornhole or at tailgate parties in your backyard, whatever, you get to do this. And again, it's $25 off or 25% off right now, and you get $15 off if you type in Bucs. So it's actually a really cool kind of a thing, and this is what it's all about.
This is Mike from QB54. We're at Santa Monica, California on the beach, just letting you know you can play this game anywhere. So here's an idea. We're going to show you what a completion is. You hit the chair on the fly, it's 3 points. Check it out. So when you're throwing the ball and you get it into the basket, you get 6 points for a touchdown. After you get the 6 points, you get to kick the extra point through the uprights for 1 point. There's also an interception rule where if you're playing defense, if any part of the chair goes up in the air and you catch it before it hits the ground, that's an interception. Defending team gets 3. Scoring goes like this. First to 54 wins. You switch every 12. So the leading team that hits 12, 24, 36, and 48, you switch at those intervals. The team has to win by 2, and the losing team gets last licks. And the last rule is the fits. It's very hard to film, so I'm just going to explain it to you. It's only happened twice. First by a guy by the last name of Fitzgerald. That's why we're calling it the fits. If you kick the extra point, goes short, and it goes in the basket, you win regardless of score. Done. Game over, sudden death win.
Pretty cool game. I like that game. So again, if you go there, go QB54. I'll get the website for you here. I'll tell you in just a moment. But it's actually a pretty cool game. The website's playqb54.com.
Never invite a great kicker to it, though.
Right. 25% off right now. And then if you enter the keyword Bucs, you get another $15 off. So that's cool. Anyway, let's get into the meme grinder. You guys want to have a little bit of fun here right at the end?
Yep.
Okay, it's going to be a short one, but let's have some fun. And when I say short, I mean really short. We've got 2 memes. I think they're hilarious. I think they're hilarious. They're 2 of my favorite memes. I love this. Me, about to make a bad situation worse by injecting some ill-timed humor.
That could go badly.
That is
Absolutely.
awesome. Look at those 2 are arguing, and he's like, heh. And then this one is hilarious.
That is
Legit
funny.
thought this was Batman twerking.
And I showed that to my son, and he just cracked up dying laughing.
It looks like Batman twerking. All right, guys. I wanted to do that. I did want to say that. I did want to. My only point I wanted to make about the rings. Don't tell me that ring, and we've all seen the players' names on the side. Don't tell me that's not a carbon copy of that. I'm gonna go back one more time. Look at the ring. Look at the on the side. See the diamonds on the side. See where it says World Champions. The logo in the center. See all that?
Our rings have bigger diamonds on the circle, though.
Okay. Yes. Yes. But the reason is they have more championships, and that's what those signify.
I understand that.
The little diamonds on the side. So, anyway, I just want to talk about that. The dinner plate, as you called it, Matt, which was the perfect description of that massive thing. And like I said, at first, I made more fun of it. As time's gone on, I admit it. I'm becoming a little more okay with it, and I'm all right with it. And like somebody said, I think it was the dude said earlier, those are trophies. Let's face
Exactly.
it, that's what they are. And they're not really a ring. They're a trophy.
If you put it next to the one we got in 02, though, the one in 02 was nice. And
Yeah.
the recent one looks like it came out of the Liberace collection.
Well,
I just
well, like I said, if you look at 2 Super Bowl rings next to each other, not from the top, like we always see this angle. Let me show it. You look at this angle. Doggone it! This computer. I'm on a different computer than normal, and it's giving me fits. Okay, here we go.
Small we can't see it.
Here you go. Okay, it doesn't look like it's that much bigger until you look at it from the side, and then you realize.
But you only get, chances are if you get one of those, you're lucky, and those guys earned it. So
absolutely right.
The depth of that ring, man. You got to have something special for being the only team to win a home game. That's why that stadium is there.
Yeah, I think the pop top is silly. That part makes me laugh because I really seriously it needs to say.
I love what's inside the ring with the diamond there to represent the home game win
where they ran out of the
stuff.
tunnel. Yeah,
Yep.
but I just hear it when they open it. I really wish that they could put a little speaker in there. I think it should be Bluetooth compatible. It's the only thing missing. And when you walk near somebody who's wearing the ring, you can hear the tale or the story of the season.
Now that would come out of a Cracker Jack box.
Yeah,
That would
versus
be
the
great, though,
decoder
because the
versus
guy-
the secret decoder ring that they have now.
Yeah, it would be cool if it was the guy. From
The
NFL
detail in that ring is amazing. I would display that thing.
Oh yeah, of course I would. Yeah, if I had
I'm
one,
just
I'd be
curious how
proud.
many
I'd
people
be
are going to lose
happy.
the top in the next 5 years.
That's what I said. What we need to do an over on it. Somebody's got to get here. Ray, I saw you out there. Ray, you've got to get Harry to ask on Wednesday night the over under on who will be the first person to lose the top of their ring. That's what I want to know. Who's going to be? I'm guessing Devin White. That's my guess. But
Could you imagine you're out there on a beach that all you're catching is on the metal detector is a bunch of beer tabs and shit, and then you come up and dig that out? I'd be going, woo.
I wish that they had deuces somewhere on that ring.
Well, maybe when they win another one, they'll put a deuce on there.
Well, no, but it was this year. That was this year's thing.
Yeah, well.
That was this year. And they could say, no, it's to signify we've won 2.
Yeah. I think the 319 diamonds to represent the scoreboard.
That's like in your
that's
face right there.
Yeah, that is in the face. By the way, Willow says Gronk will be the first to lose the top.
Okay.
Let's go around with that question because you said who'd you say?
I said Devin White.
Okay, I'm taking AB.
That's a good one.
Okay,
Yeah.
Misador.
Yeah, I was gonna say AB.
Okay, Matt.
Well, some water boy. I don't know.
The player, come on. Could you have wimped out any more
Cameron Brate.
That
He
was the
loses it
Johnny
while on the
what's for
pup
dinner
list
answer.
and doesn't
He's
get
a
to play
Harvard
tomorrow.
grad. That dude is way too sharp. That dude's not losing the ring.
It'll probably be Leonard Fournette.
All right. On this note, I'm gonna go ahead and call this show an end. But my guess would be if Gronk loses it, it's going to be in a porn star.
Oh,
all right. Have a good night, everybody.
You better get
man.
out of there now. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Have a good night,
See you later,
everybody.
Rick.
There's one way to end this thing. Only one way to end this thing, and that's the way I love to end these shows. The one thing that matters for all of us to say it right now: Go Bucs.